Marcellus, start us off. Is Deshaun versus Lamar this Sunday a story about victimhood or victory?
Oh, man, gun to the head, and I had to pick one of these lanes, I would say victory. But not victory in the sense I think that most people are taking this. This, to me, is not a victory for the black quarterbacks. This is more of a victory of who's challenging for the MVP this year. As last year, I saw a black quarterback win the MVP. And also last year saw two of the top quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and a Patrick Mahomes go to battle. As this year, I saw Lamar Jackson play against Russell Wilson. As this year, I saw Lamar Jackson play against Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to uncloud my vision and, like you said, be a historian of the game. This is nothing new. So I'm not going to go and say, victory. I'm not bringing a lot of party favors to this celebration because I've seen this before. And I'm also not going to claim victimhood either because I know that comes with the territory of success, that the critics aim high. So for me, it doesn't land in any spot conventionally. I just say that this is good to see that these guys are two of the three top MVP candidates. And once again, we get that matchup again in the same season.
For me, it's victory. And the reason it's victory is because of what you just said. When you say the black quarterback before, and there's always going to be questions. It's not just black quarterbacks, but mainly the black quarterbacks face the question of, is he smart enough to play quarterback? That was always a question. And can he transition to be a thrower? Well, Lamar Jackson has shown I'm a winner. And the reason it's victory is because you look at the MVP candidates. It's Lamar Jackson, it's Deshaun Watson, it's Russell Wilson. Black quarterback. That has never happened where you're in Christian McCaffrey. So you look at it that way, a white running back, it's flipped it, completely turned how the narrative, the NFL position, it's normally a white quarterback or a black running back. That is completely flipped it. So from that perspective, it's a victory. And it's very true. These young quarterbacks can look and say, there's a Russell Wilson, there's a Kyler Murray, there's a Deshaun Watson, there's a Lamar Jackson, there's a Patrick Mahomes. Oh, I can be that now. I don't have to switch positions, so it's 100% a victory.
It's a victory, and I'll just bring it to a full circle. And with the willingness to make this game and focus in on how good they're going to play as quarterbacks, I think it's a major step. These are two faces that are driving the popularity of an entire game. So when you're looking at it from that lens, you certainly have to look at it as being a victory versus victimhood. And I think it's pretty simply put.
The thing for me, again, I'm a little bit older than you all.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, when I started out watching football and when James Harris started quarterbacking the NFL team, it was a big deal, a really big deal. The dude played at Grambling. I used to dream about playing at Grambling for Eddie Robinson. It was and then to see it now where we are today, where basically, to me, Lamar versus Deshaun, they're about the same age, same amount of experience. This might be the next Brady versus Manning for the next 10 or 15 years in the NFL. That's amazing to me. That's joyous for me. I will be emotional watching this game.
And I won't. And that's a good thing. I won't. Look. One of the greatest attributes about equality is the ability to be normal. What has happened is the black quarterback has been normalized as a successful position, as a successful player. And that's a positive. Thanks to the groundbreaking opportunity that came to Shaq Harris. And it's funny, you become a fan of the game the year I'm born. Damn, you are old, bro. I'm like, that's when I was coming out. So there's a difference between winning and you've won. And I think that now with an MVP, obviously Super Bowl winners we've had, and now we're talking about the highest paid at the position. I don't want to say that we've arrived in fullness, but I just want us to sit there and say, you know what? The climb has changed in its ascension. Now we are at the top in terms of 4 of the 5 top MVP candidates are black quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes added to that mix as well. So I'm sitting there like I understand your emotion, and I'm not trying to disconnect from that. But I'm in a different place in terms of grabbing a baton from a Shaq Harris, from a fan like Jason Whitlock, and taking it to the youth and saying, look, don't think that you're an exception now. The opportunities are there. And there are no excuses.
And that's why it's a victory. We've both coached high school football. for so long, the narrative was, if you're a black quarterback in high school, when you get to college, what position you going to play?
Receiver.
You going to go to receiver?
Or DB.
You should go play DB.
DB.
Now when you see all these black quarterbacks playing this, there's a future for me at this position. That's why it's a victory, because now the kids coming up, it's not about, okay, I can play quarterback through high school, but I have to really focus on, let me learn receiver. A kid now coming out, Jalen Hurts, this is going to help him because these guys are having success. You get put to a team that can tailor an offense around you like they have with Lamar Jackson. It's shown we can be successful, we can win, and when you mature and you become a better passer, then we can transition away from the running game and you can become a passer. But until then, do what you do.
I still tend to agree with Whit on this one, though. I played football in the 90s, so it wasn't a 70s deal or 80s deal. I played in the mid to late 90s. And even then, and playing in games, you get stepped on, you get called every word but your name, and it was racially motivated. I went to an all-white school. I was the only.
Talking about in high school?
In high school, I was the only. I went to all-white school, kind of in college, too.
That's only on Saturday night.
Right.
White out.
Right. But in high school, I dealt with so many things being a popular, high-trending athlete at the high school level. And so the football dynamic was very complex for me and how I viewed myself as a human. Am I a victim or am I a hero? Am I being judged fairly off of my talent, or am I being judged based off of the color of my skin? When you come up through that type of day and age, and you're able to look at a game now in 2019 and say, these young men are actually being weighed and measured by their performance solely, like for the most part, that's, to me, I find myself having an emotional moment as well, because I think that there has been a lot of evolution, and it stems far beyond just the realm of it being football.
All right, let's move to just a straight football question about these two guys. Who would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson?
I know who you got.
Yeah, man. The one who was living in a moment, not the moment, a moment. Predicted this earlier this season, talking about Lamar Jackson. And look, this is no shot at Deshaun Watson. In most drafts, I would sit there and say, let me pick second. You give me one. But in this draft, I got to go first because I got to get Lamar Jackson. And I'm going to give you this sentence. Listen carefully. Lamar Jackson's first 16 starts, which is a full NFL season for all of us out there. We know this. He has more wins than Patrick Mahomes, more rushing yards than my former teammate, Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson, who played running back, y'all remember? A higher passer rating than Tom Brady, more yards per attempt than the Aaron Rodgers, and a higher completion percentage than the Drew Brees. Y'all gonna say somebody else? I want to hear that.
I am.
Go.
Let me jump on.
You got it.
I'm gonna jump
it.
on because I'm quick with this. It's ironic that he's in Baltimore because a guy by the name of RG3 is on that team. A guy by the name of Haloti Ngata played for them, knocked RG3's legs and his spirit from his body, and saw everything.
Not on the
lay
field.
him to rest, right?
Yeah.
He is one hit away being in that open field. I got to go with Deshaun Watson because I think long-term play, although I look at Lamar and feel such a way about his talent, I'm looking at Deshaun Watson and I'm saying he gets it and he understands it in a way where he won't put himself in harm's way, and I can stabilize and I can win with Deshaun
Can I just
Watson.
push back? Deshaun doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. They made him understand it. 2 ACL injuries will alter your game no matter how you want to go out there and play.
He doesn't necessarily have to subscribe to that, though. He could still go out there and still.
One non-contact.
RG3.
We're all a hit away.
Right, but we are all a hit away. And I think that, now I will say to Lamar's defense, he does have RG3 there. But I want Deshaun Watson.
But he's never been injured, too. Don't forget that.
There's 2 quarterbacks in NFL history in their first 9 games of a season with 15 throwing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns, and over 100 passer rating.
I know who that is.
Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. And so I don't think you can pick the wrong guy.
Oh, don't do that.
But I'm going to be selfish here because I'm a receiver. I'm going with who's going to get me the ball the most.
Go with Deshaun.
I'm going with Deshaun Watson.
Why?
Now, And when you compare guys, I hate it because you always you put one down. There's
You're right.
There's 2 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL in the first 9 games of the season. I'm going with Deshaun. You look at what he's doing throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I would prefer as a receiver to play with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sneeze at the 71% completion percentage right now, Deshaun Watson. This is not a shot at Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson, we don't know his ceiling.
That's the thing about it.
One, in imagination, I'm not even talking about in production, just in imagination. It factor. 2, there are no injury concerns of yet. There's a lot of predictions, a lot of forecasting.
That's a concern.
But we don't need to forecast with Deshaun.
That concerns me that Deshaun has had 2 ACLs. That's concerning.
Right.
That's concerning.
But you know what's good about that, the silver lining? He's still balling out of control even after 2 ACLs. So he's not one hit away where we don't know for sure if Lamar is going to be one hit away.
I would have started the year out. This would have been the easiest choice in the world. It's Deshaun Watson by a mile. As the season keeps progressing and as I keep watching this dude, Lamar Jackson, do things I didn't think he was capable. I didn't like the way the ball came out of his hand.
Yeah.
Now I still don't like it, but now I'm starting to say, man, that kind of looks like how Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers throws some
Deshaun
things
Watson's release isn't the best either.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of herky-jerky.
Yeah.
And so the point you just made about, I don't know if I know Lamar's ceiling. I thought I did. I thought he's going to be a great runner, and he'll be a mediocre passer. I keep watching him, and he throws these balls in the very tight windows. Mostly he throws to the tight end and things like that in the tight windows. I don't know his ceiling. I'm still going to lean Deshaun Watson just off of history, tradition, what I've seen work in the past.
We've been conditioned to think
we
don't know Deshaun's ceiling either, though.
I do.
You think so?
Yeah, he could be the next Steve Young.
Yeah.
Again,
Amazing.
Lamar could be something
we've never
seen before.
That's fair.
If he's able to stay healthy as a runner, and then also because even as Steve Young as a runner, it wasn't what Lamar is doing as a runner. And so
that statement alone is reason enough to not want him. I know, as crazy as that sounds, for his ceiling to be that high, where it could possibly go that far, you might feel safer going with a safer bet, right?
So who's the safer bet?
I mean, I think Deshaun would be the safer bet. Because how do you even know how to get to where Lamar Jackson could possibly be?
To me, John Harbaugh and them have figured it out. Again, if they keep him healthy in this +1 running offense, and he keeps running like that and throwing dimes.
To your point, it's funny, you mentioned this yesterday. Reggie talked about it. 3 games Lamar Jackson this year has not thrown a passing touchdown. But in each of those games, he had a rushing touchdown. They are playing basketball. Play off me, I'm going to run it. You stay on me, I'm going to throw it right over you. So, to your point, there is no limit so far because how you play it, we're going to play it better.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.